The sun doth beat upon plain fields. Wherefore, let us sit down, Gallathea.
Father, you've devised well. Nature were can't me why you've thus disguised me.
I do agree thereto.
I willingly attend.
In times past, to this stately temple of marble, which is dedicated to the god of the sea, came all offering sacrifice, yielding thanks and making prayers. But fortune did change her copy, as the people instead of sacrifice committed sacrilege, instead of religion, rebellion. Enraged so the god that he caused the seas to break into swells far above as where you might see ships sail where sheep fed. Anchors cast with plows go, and take view of monstrous mermaids instead of passing fair maids. But at the last Neptune, upon condition, consented to ease their miseries.
What condition?
That every 5 years' day, the fairest and chastest virgin in all the country should be brought unto this temple, and here being bound is left for a peace offering unto Neptune. He sendeth a monster called the Agar, against whose coming the waters roars. The fowls fly away, and the cattle in the fields for terror shun the banks.
And she bound to endure that horror.
And she bound to endure that horror.
Doth this monster devour her?
Whether she be devoured of him or conveyed by Neptune, or drawn between both, it is not permitted to know. Now, Gallathea, here endeth my tale and beginneth thy tragedy.
Alas, father, and why so?
I would thou hast been less fit or more fortunate than shouldst thou not repine that I've disguised thee in this attire, for thy beauty is to be thought worthy of this god.
Father, I've been attentive to hear, and by your patience am ready to answer. Do you not know, or doth over-carefulness make you forget, that an honorable death is to be preferred before an infamous life? I am but a child and have not lived long, and yet not so childish as I desire to live ever. Virtues I mean to carry to my grave, not gray hairs. Suffer me therefore to die for which I was born, or let me curse that I was born, since I may not die for it.
To gain love, the gods have taken shapes of beasts, and art thou coy to take the attire of men?
They were beastly gods that lust could make them seem as beasts.
In health it is easy to counsel the sick, but it is hard for the sick to follow wholesome counsel. Well, let us depart, for the day is far spent.
Fair nymph! Are you strayed from your company by chance, or love you to wander solitarily on purpose?
Fair boy, or god, or whatever you may be, I would you knew that these woods are to me so well known that I cannot stray, though I would, and my mind so free to be melancholy, I have no cause. There is none of Diana trained that can any train either out of their way or out of their wits.
I pray thee, sweet wench, amongst all your sweet fruit is there not one that followeth the sweetest thing, sweet love?
Love? Good sir, what mean you by it, or what do you call it?
A heat full of coldness, a sweet full of bitterness, a pain full of pleasantness, which maketh thoughts have eyes and heart's ears, bred by desire, nursed by delight, weaned by jealousy, killed by dissembling, buried by ingratitude, and this is love. Fair lady, will you any?
If it be nothing else, it is but a foolish thing.
Try, and you shall find it a pretty.
I have neither will nor leisure, but I will follow Diana in the chase. This difference is between my mistress, Diana, and your mother, as I guess, Venus, that all her nymphs are amiable and wise in their kind, the other amorous and too kind for the sex, and so farewell, little god.
Diana, and thou, and all thine, shall know that Cupid is a great god. I will play such pranks on these nymphs that while they aim to hit others with their arrows, they shall be wounded themselves with their own eyes.
Come, Phyllida, fair Phyllida, and I fear me too fair, being my Phyllida. Thou knowest the custom of this country, I the greatness of thy beauty, we both the fierceness of the monster Agar. Everyone thinketh his own child fair, but I know that thou art fairest. Thou shalt therefore disguise thyself.
Dear father, nature could not make me so fair as she hath made you kind, nor you more kind than me dutiful. Whatsoever you command, I shall not refuse, because you command nothing but my safety and your happiness. But how shall I be disguised?
In man's apparel.
It will not become my body or my mind!
Aye, Phyllida.
For then I must keep company with boys, and commit follies unseemly for my sex, or keep company with girls, and be thought more wanton than becometh. Besides, I shall unwarily blab out something by blushing at everything.
Fear not, Phyllida. Use will make it easy. Fear must make it necessary.
I agree, since my father will have it so, and fortune must.
Come, let us in. And when thou art disguised, roam about these woods till the time be past as Neptune please.
Now, mariner, what callest thou this sport on the sea?
It is called a wreck.
I take no pleasure in it. Of all deaths, I would not be drowned. One's clothes will be so wet when he is taken up. But I marvel how our master speeds.
I'll warn this time he's wet-shod, but what shall we do?
There be woods hard by, and at every mile's end houses, so that if you seek on the land, you shall speed better than on the sea.
See? Nay, I shall never sail more. Thou hast a sweet life, mariner. Pray thee, how often hast thou been drowned?
Fool! Thou seest I am yet alive.
What? Be they dead that be drowned? I had thought they had been with the fish, and so by chance had been caught up with them in the net again.
Seek you new fortunes now, I will follow mine old. I can shift the sun and the moon, and know by one card where all you cannot know by a whole pair. The lodestone that always holdeth his nose to the north, the 32 points of the wind, why the wonders I see would make all you blind. You be but boys. I fear the sea no more than a dish of water. Why, fools, it is but a liquid element. Farewell.
It were good we learned his cunning at the cards, for we must live by cousinage. We have neither land, nor wit, nor masters, nor honesty.
Let us call him a little back so that we may learn thy points. Steer off the word. I pray thee, show us thy points, for I lack only points in this world.
North, north and by east, north, northeast, northeast and by north, northeast, northeast and by east, east, northeast, east and by northeast.
I shall say it. North, northeast, northeast, nor and by east. I shall never do it.
That is not 1/4.
I shall never learn 1/4 of it.
I will try.
North and by east is by the west side, north and by north.
Passing ill.
Hast thou no memory? Try thou.
North and by north. I can go no further.
Oh, dullard, is thy head lighter than the wind, and thy tongue so heavy it will not wag? I'll once again say it.
I never learned this language.
Nay then, farewell, and if your fortunes exceed not your wits, you shall starve before you sleep.
Was there ever such cousining? Come, let us to the woods and see what fortune we may have before they be made ships. As for our master, he is drowned. I will this way.
I this.
And this day 12th, let us meet here again. It may be we shall either beg together or hang together.
It skills me not, and so we be together. But let us sing, though we cry hereafter.
Rock shelves and sands and seas, farewell. I who would dwell in such a hell, as is a ship which drunk does reel, taking salt health from deck to keel. Row then, no matter whither, in fair or stormy weather. And as we live, let's die together. What heaven gave our gods a feather.
Gallathea, that must frame thy affection fit for thy habit, and therefore be thought immodest because thou art unfortunate. Oh, would the gods had made me as I seem to be. But why dost thou blab what thou art, when thou shouldst only counterfeit what thou art not? But whist, here cometh a lad. I will learn of him how to hate myself. I neither like my gait nor my garments. One untoward, the other unfit, both unseemly. Oh, Phyllida, but yon say one? I do perceive that boys are his great disliking of themselves as maids.
It is a great boy and a fair. He may well have been a woman, but because he is not, I am glad I am.
I would salute him, but I fear I should make a curtsy.
If I durst dress my face as well as I do my habit, I would spend some time to make pastime. For say what they will of a man's wit, it is no second thing to be a woman.
All the blood in my body would be in my face if he should ask me, as the question among men is common, are you a maid?
Why still? Boys should be bold.
Godspeed, fair boy.
Sorry not the deer, come this way.
Whose deer was it, lady?
Diana's deer.
I saw none but mine own deer.
This wag is a wanton or a fool. Ask the other, Diana.
I know not how it cometh to pass, but yonder boy is in mine eye too beautiful. I pray the gods, ladies, think him not their dear.
Pretty boy, on purpose come ye mar Diana's pastime.
I understand not one word you speak. These boys are both agreed, either too pleasant or very perverse. We are best use them as beagles, since they have so good mouths.
I am willing to go.
Not for these ladies' company, because myself am a virgin, but for that fair boy's favor, who I think be a god.
Sir boy shall also go.
I must if you command. I would if you would not.
Now, Cupid, under the shape of a silly girl, show the power of a mighty god. What? Diana, and all her coy nymphs know that there is no heart so chaste, nor eyes so modest, nor thoughts so staid, but thy shafts can make wavering, weak, and wanton. Cupid, though he be a child, is no baby. I will so confound their loves in their own sex that they shall dote, delight, and practice only impossibilities. I will spend both my shafts and my shifts. And then, ladies, if you see these dainty dames entrapped in love, say softly to yourselves, we may all love.
Do silly shepherds go about to deceive great Neptune in putting on man to tie upon woman? And Cupid, to make sport, deceive them all by using a woman's apparel upon a god? Then Neptune be not coy. Neptune cannot be overreached by slaves. Himself is subtle, and if Diana be overtaken by craft, Cupid is wise. I will enter these woods and mock all, and in the end will mar all.
Would I were out of these woods, for I shall have but wooden luck.
What is this?
What a life do I lead with my master. It is a very secret science, for almost none can understand the language of it. Sublimation, alchemist, and calcination, with as many terms impossible to be uttered as the artist can fast.
Let me cross myself. I never heard so many great devils in a little mouth.
Then our instruments, crosslets, sublimatories, cucumbits, linebacks, and dissensors.
What language is this?
Then our metals. Saltpeter, vitriol, salt tartar, salt preparate, argol, resergar, salt ammoniac, brimstone, valerian, bruma, glass, unslaked lime, and whatnot, to make I know not what.
My hair begins to stand upright.
And such a beggarly science I have neither gold, wit, nor honesty.
Why then I am just of thy occupation. What fellow? Well met.
Fellow, upon what acquaintance?
Why thou sayest the end of thy occupation is to have neither wit, money, nor honesty, and methinks thou shouldst be one of my occupation.
Thou art deceived. My master's an alchemist.
What's that?
A little more than a man, a hair's breadth less than a god. He can turn a Viscount gold, and by multiplication of one grot, 3 old angels.
If he can do this, he shall be a god altogether.
If thou have any gold to work on, thou art made forever.
How might a man serve him and learn his cunning?
Easily. First understand these 4 spirits.
Nay, I have done if you work with devils.
Adorbros. We call these spirits. They're the works of our art. The first, Quicksilver.
That be my spirit, for my silver is so quick I have much ado to catch it. And when I have it, I cannot hold on to it. I thought there was a devil in it.
The second, Orpiment.
That's not a spirit, but a word to conjure a spirit.
The third, Salt Ammoniac.
A proper word.
And the fourth, Brimstone.
That's a stinking spirit.
Here cometh my master.
Ounce of silver limed by spirits 4, being tempered by body 7, by multiplying of it 10 times, comes 1 pound, 1,000 pounds, so that I may have only beeching colts.
Is it possible?
It is more certain than certainty.
I'll tell thee one secret. I stole a silver thimble. Dost thou think he will make it a pottle pot?
A pot? Nay, I dare warn a whole cupboard of plate. Look how my master studies. I durst venture my life, casting of how his breath he made golden bracelets, and of oftentimes smoke he hath made silver drops.
What, Peter, do you loiter?
I was glad to take care.
But what stripling is this?
One that is desirous to learn your craft.
Craft, sir boy, you must call it a mystery.
All is one, a crafty mystery and a mystical craft.
But thou must be sworn to be secret. Then I'll entertain thee.
I can swear as well as the best man in the Shire. But, sir, I marvel that you, being so cunning, should be so, ragged.
Oh, my child. Griffs make their nests of gold, though their coats be but feathers, and we make our nests of diamonds, though our garments be but frieze. If thou knewest the cunning of the science, thou wouldst disdain the outward pomp.
My master's so ravished with his arts that many times he goes supperless to bed. For his bread he hath made gold.
I have had good fortune to light upon such a master.
Come in and thou shalt see.
I follow, I run, I fly. They say my father hath a golden thumb. You shall see me have a golden body.
I'm glad of this now. He shall keep his new man, and he shall never see his old again. God shield me from blowing gold to nothing, and by my strong imagination, nothing, anything.
How now, Gallathea, miserable Gallathea, that having put on the apparel of a boy, thou canst not also put on the mind. Oh, fair Melibus, aye, too fair, and therefore I fear too proud. Had it not been better for thee to have been a sacrifice to Neptune than a slave to Cupid? Why did nature to him, a boy, give a face so fair, or to me, a virgin, a fortune so hard? It may be, Gallathea, foolish Gallathea, what may be? Nothing. Let me follow him into the woods, and thou, sweet Venus, be my guide. Oh! Poor Phyllida!
Art thou no sooner in the habit of a boy than thou shouldst be enamored of a boy? What shalt thou do when what best liketh thee most discontenteth thee? Go into the woods, watch the good times, his best moods, and transgress in love a little of thy modesty? I will, I dare not. Thou must, I cannot. Then pine in thine own peevishness. I will not, I will. Phyllida do something, nay anything, rather than live thus. Well, what I will do, myself knows not, but what I ought, I know too well. And so I go, resolute either to bewray my love or suffer shame. Oh! How now? What strange contraries breed in thy mind? Is thy Diana become a Venus? Beginnest thou to leave behind the sweet delights of hunting to follow the hot desires of love? O Toulousa, these words are unfit for thy sex being a virgin, but apt for thy affections being a lover. And can there enter a heart so chaste a wavering feeling of love? Can Cupid's feeble arrows, headed with feathers, pierce deeper than Diana's arrows, headed with steel? O Melibus, because thou art fair, must I be fickle and false in my vows, because I see thy virtue. Fond am I to think of love. Nay, vain profession I follow to disdain love.
Toulousa!
But here cometh Eurota.
Toulousa, Diana bid me hunt ye out.
Why look ye so pale, so sad, so violent?
Eurota, the game I follow is the thing I fly, my strange disease, my chief desire.
I am no Oedipus to expound riddles, and I muse how thou canst be sphinx to utter them. But I pray thee, Toulousa, tell me what thou ailest. If thou be sick, this ground hath leaves to heal. If thou be in love, for I have heard of such a beast called love, it shall be cured. Why blusheth thou, Toulousa?
To hear thee in reckoning my pain, to recite thine own. I saw, Eurota, how amorously you glanced at that fair boy, how cunningly you spoke of love. You hit me in the teeth with love.
I confess that I am in love, and yet swear I know not what it is. I feel my thoughts unknit, my eyes in stain, my heart I know not how affected nor infected. My sleep's broken and full of dreams, my wakeness sad and full of sighs. Myself in all things unlike myself. If this were love, I'd have never had it been devised.
These are my passions, Eurota, my unbridled passions, my intolerable passions.
How did it take you first, Toulousa?
By the eyes, the wanton eyes which crafted his image and hung it on the very strings of my heart. O fond Melibus, O fair Toulousa, how did it take you, Eurota?
By the ears, whose sweet words dug so deep into my head that the remembrance of his wit hath bereaved me of my wisdom. O eloquent Tityrus, O credulous Eurota.
Eurota!
Oh, put soft, here cometh Ramia.
I am sent to seek others. That I've lost myself.
You shall see. Ramia hath also bitten on a love leaf.
Can there be no heart so chaste, but love can ruin? Nor vows so holy, but affection can violate. Vain art thou, virtue, and though chastity but a byword, and you're both subject to love. Of all things most abject. If love be God, why should not lovers be virtuous? Love is a god, and lovers are virtuous.
Indeed, Ramia.
If lovers were not virtuous, then wert thou vicious.
What are you come so near me?
We came near you when you said you loved.
Hish, Ramia. 'Tis too late now to recall it, or repent it of shame. Therefore I pray thee, tell what is love.
If myself only felt this infection, then I'll take upon me the definition of it. But being incident to so many, I dare myself not describe it. We will talk of that in the woods. Diana stormeth that, sending one to seek another. She loseth all. Myself, with blushing I speakest it, am thrall to that boy. That fair boy. That beautiful boy.
What have we here? All in love? No food other than fancy. No, she shall not have that fair boy.
Nor you, Talusa.
Nor you, Eurota.
I love Melibus, and my deserts shall be answerable to my desires. I will forsake Diana for him. I will die for him.
I care not. My sweet Tityrus, I love him.
So do I, and I will have him. Shall virgins begin to wrangle for love and become wanton in their thoughts, in their minds, in their actions? O divine love, which does things all impossible, because thou art love.
Talk no more, Talusa. Your words wound. Ah, would I wert no woman.
Oh, were Tityrus were no boy.
Were Talusa were nobody.
It is pity that nature framed you not a woman, having a face so fair, so lovely a countenance, so modest a behavior.
There was a temple in Tylos.
What is it to tell me of that temple being nothing to the purpose? I say it is pity you are not a woman.
I would not wish to be a woman, unless it were because thou art a man.
It were a shame, if a maiden should be a suitor, that thou shouldst deny to be her servant.
If it be a shame in me, it can be no commendation in you, for yourself is of that mind.
Suppose I were a virgin. I blush in supposing myself one, and under the habit of a boy were the person of a maid. If I should utter my affection with sighs, and manifest my sweet love by my salt tears, would not that fair face pity this true heart?
Admit that I were as you would have me suppose that you are, and that I with entreaties, prayers, oaths, bribes, and whatever can be invented in love desire your favor. Would you not yield?
Tush, you come in with it next.
And you would suppose!
What doubtful speeches be these? I fear me he is as I am, a maiden.
What dread rises in my mind? I fear the boy to be as I am, a maiden!
Tush, it cannot be. His voice shows the contrary.
Yet I do not think it, for he would then have blushed.
Have you ever a sister?
If I have but one, my brother must needs have two. But I pray! Have you ever a one?
Well, my father had but one daughter, and therefore I could have no sister.
I me, he is as I am, for his speeches be as mine are.
What shall I do? Either he is subtle, or my sex simple.
I have known diverse of Diana's nymphs enamored of him. Yet hath he rejected all, either as too proud to disdain, or too childish not to understand, or for that he knoweth himself to be a virgin.
I am in a quandary. Diana's nymphs have followed him, and he despised them, either knowing too well the beauty of his own face, or that he himself is of the same mold. I will once again try him. You promised me in the woods you would love me before all Diana's nymphs.
Aye, so you would love me before all Diana's nymphs.
Can you prefer a fond boy as I am to so fair ladies as they are?
Why should not I as well as you?
Come, let us enter the grove and make much one of another that cannot tell what to think one of another.
Rafe, my boy, run away.
I trust thou wilt not run after, and would I had a pair of wings that I might fly after.
My boy was the veriest thief, the errantest liar, and the vilest swearer. Other than that, he was the best boy in the world. He hath taken my apparel, all my money, and forgot nothing but to bid me farewell.
That I will not forget. Farewell, master.
Yet, seeing the end of my art,
I would I had not known the beginning. Did you not promise me to make of my silver thimble a whole cupboard of
coals be too much, or the spark too little, or if it be too hot or too soft, then all of our labor is in vain. We must beat time with our breaths, as musicians do with their breaths, so the metals consort, the fire and the musicians a very harmony.
Nay, if you must weigh your fire by ounces and take measure of a man's blast, you may as well make a dram of wind, a wedge of gold, and of the shadow of 1 shilling make another. So as you have an organist to tune your temperatures, I will away.
Then away!
An art, quoth you, that one multiplieth so much all day that he wanteth money to buy meat at night. But what have we yonder? I will salute him! Oh, sir, there lieth a purse at your feet. If I had not thought it yours, I would take it up.
Dost thou not know that I was calculating the nativity of Alexander's great horse?
Hi, what are you?
An astronomer.
What, one of those that makes almanacs?
It's Pissimus. I can tell thee the very minute of thy birth, the moment of thy death, and the manner. I can tell thee things past and things to come. And with my cunning measure how many are the clouds beneath the sky. Nothing can happen which I foresee not. Nothing shall.
I hope, sir, you are no more than a god.
I can the 12 signs out of this, so yes, and hang them up that tavern.
Why, what be those signs?
As a man would say, signs which govern the body. The ram governeth the head.
That is the worst sign for the head.
Why?
Because it is the sign of an ill ewe. I will hear no more signs if they all be such desperate signs. But shall I serve you? I would fain serve.
I accept thee.
Happy am I, for now shall I tell how many drops of water goes to the greatest shower of rain.
I will teach thee the golden number, the epact, and the prime.
I will meddle no more with numbering of gold. Sir, I pray you, what weather shall we have this hour 60 year?
That I must cast by our judicious astronomical. Therefore come in with me, and thou shalt see every wrinkle within my astrological wisdom. Then shalt thou see what a base thing it is to have other thoughts creep on the ground, when it's thine to be stitched to the stars.
Oh, fortune, come, let us in!
What news have we here, ladies? Are all in love? Are Diana's nymphs become Venus's wantons? Oh, Venus, if this be thy spite, I will requite it with more than hate. Well shalt thou know what it is to drive thine arrows up and down Diana's lees. There is an unknown nymph that straddleth up and down these woods, which I suspect be the weaver of these woes. Go search her and bring her. If you find upon her shoulder a bird, it is Cupid. Bring her hither speedily.
I will go with speed.
Oh, you were sent to help her.
Obey.
Now, ladies.
Doth it not make your cheeks blush and make mine glow? Shall it be said, and shall Venus say it? Nay. Shall it be seen, and shall wanton see it,
That Diana, the goddess of chastity, shall have all of her virgins become unchaste in desires,
immoderate affection, and foolish love, and base love? Oh, my dear nymphs, if you knew how loving thoughts stain lovely faces, you would be as careful to have the one unspotted as the other beautiful.
And I blush, ladies, that you, having been heretofore patient to labor, should now become prentices to idleness, using the pen for sonnets and not the needle for samplers. And where is your love placed? Upon pelting boys, aye, but they are fair.
Oh, ladies, has Diana's chase become Venus's court, and have your holy vows turned into hollow thoughts?
Madam, if love were not a thing beyond reason, then it would give a reason for our doings.
Lady, so unacquainted are we with the passions of love, we can neither describe them nor bear them.
Foolish girls, how willing are you to follow that which you should fly?
We have found this guy's nymph and have found himself to be Cupid.
Oh, now, sir, are you Cupid? Diana, thou shalt see that I dare confess myself to be Cupid! That I show myself to be Diana. Did thy mother, under color of a nymph, Send thee hither to my nymphs? Cruel and unkind Venus, thou shalt see that Diana's power will revenge thy policy. As for thee, Cupid, I will break thy bows and burn thine arrows. And as Venus's rods are made of roses, Diana's of briars, let Venus, that great goddess, ransom Cupid, that little god. These ladies here, whom thou hast infected, will triumph over thee. I will teach thee what it is to displease Diana.
Diana! What I have done cannot be undone, but what you mean to do shall!
Are you prating? I will bridle thy tongue and thine power, and in spite of my own thought, I will set thee task every day, and if thou finish not, I will let thou feel the smart. All the world shall see thee as a captive, and myself a conqueror. Come, have him in, we shall devise punishments for proud presumption.
We will plague thee for a little god.
We will never pity thee, though thou be a god.
Nor I.
Nor I.
This is a day wherein we must satisfy Neptune and save ourselves. If you think it against nature to sacrifice your children, think it also against sense to destroy your country. Theirs be bound until the monster Agar carry them away, and if the monster comes not, then assure yourselves the fairest is concealed, and your country shall be destroyed. Consult with yourselves, not as fathers of your children, but as favorers of your country. Let Neptune have his right if you will have your quiet. Thus have I warned you to be careful, and so I command you to bring this sacrifice.
They say, Tityrus, that you have a fair daughter. If it be so, dissemble not, for you shall be a fortunate father. It is a thing holy to preserve your country, and honorable to be the cause.
Indeed, Nelvis, I heard you boast that you have a fair daughter, which none was more beautiful. I hope that you're not so careful of a child that you become careless of your country, or add so much to nature that will detract you from your wisdom.
I must confess that I had a daughter, as I know you have, but alas, my child's cradle was her grave, her swath clout her winding sheet. I would she had lived till now, for she would willingly have died now. For what could have happened to poor Melibus more comfortable than to be the father of a fair child and sweet country?
Oh, Melibus, dissemble you may with men. The gods you cannot deceive. Did I not see, and very lately see, your daughter in your arms? You have conveyed her away, which will cast us all away, bereaving her honor of her beauty, and us the benefit, preferring a common inconvenience before a private mischief.
It is a bad cloth, Tityrus, that can take no color, and a simple father that can use no cunning. You make the people believe that you wish well when you practice nothing but ill, wishing to be thought religious towards the gods, when I know you deceitful towards men. You have a fair daughter, Tityrus, and it is a pity you are so fond of father.
You are both either too fond or too froward. For whilst you dispute to save your daughters, we neglect to prevent our destruction. Come, let us away and seek out a sacrifice. We must sift out the cunning and shift for themselves.
Come, Cupid, to your task. Cupid? Cupid? Cupid! First, you must undo all of these knots because you are the one who tied them.
If they be true love knots, they cannot be undone. If false, I never tied them.
Make no excuse, but to it.
Love knots are tied with eyes and cannot be undone with hands. They fast with thoughts and cannot be unloosed with fingers. Had Diana no task to set Cupid, but things impossible, I will do it. I cannot. It goeth against my mind to make them loose.
Let me try. 'Tis impossible to be undone.
'Tis the true love knot of a woman's heart, therefore cannot be undone.
You have undone that well.
I, because it never was tied well.
This one is finally undone.
I, because I never tied it. The one was tied by Pluto, not Cupid, by money, not love. The other by appointment, not affection, by force. not faith.
Why'd you lay that not aside?
For death.
Why?
Because it was knit of faith and must only be a knit of death.
Why laugh you?
Because it is the fairest and the falsest, done with greatest art and least truth, with best colors and worst deceits.
Who tied it?
A man's tongue.
Come, let us to Diana and say that Cupid hath done his task. Stay behind Larissa and say he sleeps not, for love will be idle. Let us take heed, for love will be wanton.
Let me alone with him. I will find him somewhat to do.
Lady, can you, for pity, see Cupid thus punished?
Why did Cupid punish us without pity?
Is love a punishment?
It is no pastime.
O Venus, if thou sawest Cupid as a captive, bound to obey that was wont to command, fearing ladies' threats that once pierced their hearts, I know not whether thou wouldst revenge it for despite or laugh at it for discord. The time may come, Diana, and the time shall come that thou, that settest Cupid to untie knots, shall entreat Cupid to tie knots, and you, ladies, that with solace beheld my pains, shall, with sighs, entreat my pity.
How now, Cupid, begin you to nod?
Come, Cupid, Diana hath devised new labors for that, the god of loves.
Come, Cupid. You must do your business.
You shall find me so busy in your heads that you shall wish I had been idle with your hearts.
This day is the solemn sacrifice at this temple, wherein the fairest of fortune, for not the inhabitants faithless, shall be offered unto me. But so over careful are fathers to their children, that fearing to become unnatural, become unreasonable. These inhabitants will know Neptune should have been entreated, not cousined.
I marvel what virgin the people will present. It is happy you are none, for then it would have fallen to your lot, because you are so fair. If you had been a maiden too, I need not to have feared, because you are fairer. I pray thee, sweet boy, flatter not me. I love thee as a brother, but love not me so. No, I will not, but love thee better, because I cannot love as a brother. Seeing as we are both boys, and both lovers, that our affection may have some show, and seem as it were love, let me call thee mistress. I accept that name, for diverse before called me mistress.
For what cause?
Nay, there lie the mysteries.
You'll not make it a sacrifice.
No. Why? Because I dreamt that if I were there, I should be turned to a virgin, and then, being so fair as thou sayest I am, I should be offered, as thou knowest one must. But will not you be there?
Not unless I were sure a boy might be sacrificed and not a maiden.
Well, then you are in danger.
But I would escape it by deceit. But seeing as we are resolved to be both absent, let us wander into the groves till the hour be past.
I am agreed. For then my fear will be past.
Why? What dost thou fear?
Nothing, but that you love me not.
I will. Poor Phyllida, what shouldst thou think of thyself, that lovest one that, I fear me, is as thyself is? And may it not be that her father practiced the same deceit with her that my father hath with me, and knowing her to be fair, feared she should be unfortunate. If it be so, Phyllida, how desperate is thy case? If it be not, how doubtful. For if she be a maiden, there is no hope of my love. If a boy, a hazard, I will after him, or her.
No more masters now. An astronomer? Of all occupations, that's the worst. Yet, well fare the alchemist, for he keeps good fires, though he gets no gold. The other stands warming himself by staring at the stars, which I am sure he can assume number as know their virtues. He told me a long tale of the conjunctions and the planets, and meanwhile, he fell backward himself into a pond. I asked him why he foresaw not that by the stars. by nature. One said that by multiplying you could make of a penny 10 pound. How then didst thou live?
Why, man, I served a fortune teller who said I should live to see both my brothers beg and my father hang. I conclude the mill shall be mine, and I live by imagination still.
Thy master was an ass and looked on the lines of thy hands, but my other master was an astronomer who could pick my nativity out of the stars. What, you remember that most notable villain that once preferred me to the Alchemist?
So I had a master. I care not what became of me.
Robin, thou shalt see me fit him. So I had a servant. I should not care for his conditions, his qualities, nor his person.
What Rafe well meant. No doubt you had a warm service with my master, the Alchemist.
'Twas warm indeed. For the fire here burnt out mine eyes when my teeth still watered with hunger. But where hast thou been since?
With a brother of thine, I think. He hath such a coat and 2 brothers, and he saith they seek a fortune.
'Tis my brother Dick, I prithee, let's go to him.
Come in, I'll bring you to him straight.
Bring forth the virgin, the fatal virgin, the fairest virgin, if thou mean to appease Neptune and preserve your country.
Here she cometh.
Miserable and accursed Hebe, that being neither fair nor fortunate, thou shouldst be thought most happy and beautiful? Art thou the sacrifice to appease Neptune and satisfy the custom? Aye, Hebe, poor Hebe, men will have it so. Nay, the gods will have it so, whose powers dally with our purposes. Die, Hebe, Hebe, die, woeful Hebe, and only accursed Hebe. Farewell, the sweet delights of life, and welcome now the bitter pangs of death. Farewell, you chaste virgins. Enjoy, and long enjoy the pleasure of your curled locks, the content of your inward thoughts. The pomp of your outward shows. Only Hebe biddeth farewell to the joys that she conceived and you hoped for, that she possessed and you shall. Farewell, the sovereign of all virtue and goddess of all virgins, Diana. Farewell, sweet parents. Those should be mine. Unfortunate parents. How blessed had you been in barrenness. Farewell, life. Vain life. Wretched life. Whose sorrows long. Whose end doubtful. Whose hopes innumerable. Whose fears intolerable. Welcome, death. Which nature cannot resist because necessity hasteth. Come, Agar, thou insatiable monster of maiden's blood and devourer of beauty's bowels. Glut thyself till thou surf it, and let my life end thine. Why abatest thou thy wonted swiftness? I am fair. I am a virgin. I am ready. Come, Agar, thou horrible monster, and farewell, life, thou viler monster.
The monster is not come, and therefore she is abused. Taken the virgin whose wanted beauty hath saved her own life and destroyed all of yours.
Fortunate Hebe! How shalt thou express thy joy? Nay. Unhappy girl that art not the fairest? Would it not have been better to have lived to have died with fame than to have lived with dishonor? I wish, Hebe, thou hadst been beautiful.
Come, Hebe. Here is no time for us to reason. It had been best for us thou hadst been most beautiful.
We met
the virgin that should have been offered to Neptune? Belike either the custom is pardoned, or she not thought fairest.
I cannot conjecture the cause, but I fear the event.
Why should you fear? The god requireth no boy.
I would he did, then should I have no fear.
I'm glad he doth not, though, for then I would also have cause to fear. What's up? What government is this? Let us closely withdraw ourselves into the thickets.
And do men begin to be equal with gods, seeking by craft to overreach them, that by power oversee them? Well shall the inhabitants know that destiny cannot be prevented by craft, nor my anger appeased by submission. I who make havoc of Diana's nymphs in my temple shall be dyed with maiden's blood, and there shall be nothing more vile than to be a virgin. To be young and fair shall be accounted shame and punishment, in so much as it thought to be as dishonorable to be honest, as fortunate to be deformed.
Oh, Neptune, hast thou forgotten thyself, or wilt thou forsake me, Diana? Shall virtue suffer both pain and shame, which always deserveth praise and honor?
Praise and honor, Neptune. Nothing less. Sweet Neptune, if Venus can do anything, let her try in this one thing, that Diana might find a small comfort at thy hands, as love has found courtesy at hers. She hath taken my son Cupid. Cupid, my lovely son, using him like a apprentice, scorning him like a beast. Therefore, Neptune, I entreat thee that by no other god than the god of love, thou evil entreat this goddess of hate.
I'm used not a little to see you two in this place at this time and about this matter. But what say you, Diana? Have you Cupid captive?
I say, there is nothing more vain than to dispute with Venus. I have Cupid, and I will keep him. To laugh him, to scorn, what hath made such deep scars in my virgin's heart.
Scars, Diana? You call them that which I know to be bleeding wounds. Alas, weak deity. Neptune, if Venus ever stood thee instead, further thy fancies, or at all times shall be at thy command, then let either Diana bring her virgins to a continual massacre, or release my Cupid of his martyrdom.
It is known, Venus, that your tongue is as unruly as your thoughts.
I come not to trifle. Therefore, Neptune, if that be not buried, which can never die, fancy, or quench which does ever burn, affection, show thyself the same Neptune I knew thee to be, and let not Venus's words be vain in thine ears, since thine were imprinted in my heart.
It were unfit that goddesses should strive, and it were unreasonable that I should not yield. Therefore, to please both attend. Diana I must honor, her virtue deserves no less. But Venus I must love, I must confess so much. Diana, restore Cupid to Venus, and I will forever release the sacrifice of virgins. If therefore you love your nymphs, as she doth her son, or prefer not a private grudge, prefer a common grief, answer what you will do.
I account not the choice hard, for had I 20 Cupids, I would deliver them all to save one virgin, knowing virginity to be the thing of the noblest, and love to be the thing of the vainest. I yield the rest up, bring out Cupid. Now shall it be said that Cupid saved those he thought to spoil.
I agree to this willingly, for I would be wary of how my son shall wander again. But Diana may not forbid him to wound.
Yes, chastity is not within the level of his bow.
But beauty is a fair mark to hit.
Well, I'm glad you all agreed. And say that Neptune hath dealt well with beauty and chastity.
Here, take your son.
Sir boy, where have you been? Oh, he's taken. How happeneth it, you unhappy elf?
I'm glad I have you. I'm glad I'm rid of him.
Soft, what be these?
Those that have offended thee to save their daughters.
Why, have you a fair daughter?
I, and Melibus a fair daughter.
Where be they?
This is my daughter, my sweet Phyllida, and this is my fair Gallathea.
Unfortunate Gallathea, if this be Phyllida, cursed Phyllida, if that be Gallathea.
And wast thou all this while enamored of Phyllida, that sweet Phyllida?
And couldst thou dote upon the face of a maiden, thyself being one, on the face of fair Gallathea?
Oh. Being maidens love one another.
I had. Now things falling out as they do, you must leave these fond-bound affections. Nature will have it so necessary, must.
I will never love any but Phyllida. Her love is engraven in my heart with her eyes.
Nor I any but Gallathea, whose faith is imprinted in my thoughts by her words.
And idle choice, both strange and foolish, for one person to dote on another, and to imagine a constant faith where there would be no cause of affection. How like you this, Venus?
I like it well, and I allow it. Their wishes. Is your love unspotted, begun with truth, continued with constancy, and not to be altered till death?
Die, Gallathea, if thy love be not so.
Accursed be thou, Phyllida, if thy love be not so.
Suppose all of this, Venus, what then?
You shall see that I can turn one of them into a man, and that I will.
Is it possible?
What is to love, or the mistress of love, unpossible? So how say ye? Are ye agreed one to be a boy presently?
I am content, so I may embrace Gallathea.
I wish it, so I may enjoy Phyllida.
Soft, daughter, you must know whether I would have you as a son.
I will keep you as I begat you, Gallathea, a daughter.
Well, you are both fond. Therefore, agree to this changing, or suffer your daughters to endure hard chance.
How say you, Tityrus? Shall we refer it to Venus?
I'm content because she is a goddess.
You do not dislike this?
Not I.
Nor you, Diana?
Not I.
Cupid shall not.
I will not.
Then we are agreed. Neither of them shall know whose lot it shall be till they come to the church door. One it shall be. Doth this suffice?
And satisfy us both. Doth it not, Gallathea?
Yes, Phyllida.
Come, Robin, I am glad I have met with thee, for now we will make our father laugh at these tales.
What are these that are so malevolently thrust themselves into our company?
Forsooth, madam, we are fortune tellers.
Tell me my fortune.
We do not mean fortune tellers, we mean fortune tellers. We can tell what fortune we have had these 12 months in the woods.
Only be but peevish.
But they'll be good as minstrels at the marriage, to make us all merry.
Aye, ladies, we bear a very good consort.
Can you sing?
Basely.
And you?
Meanly.
And what can you do?
If they double it, I will treble it.
Then you shall go with us. Are you content?
Content? Never better content, for there we will be sure to fill our bellies with capons, rumps, and some such dainty dishes.
Then follow us.
Go all. 'Tis I only that conclude all. You may see that Venus can make constancy fickleness, courage cowardice, modesty lightness, working things impossible in your sex, and tempering hardest hearts like softest wool. Yield. Yield to love, which lurketh under your eyelids whilst you sleep, and playeth with your heartstrings whilst you wake, whose sweetness never breedeth satiety, labor weariness, nor grief bitterness. Cupid was begotten in a mist, nursed in clouds, and sucking only upon conceits. Confess him a conqueror, whom ye ought to regard so that it is impossible to resist. For this is infallible, that love conquereth all things but itself, and lovers, all hearts but their own.